situation with Vernon that you guys let us know about. He has gotten a traffic incident?
Yeah, I obviously don't know the details of the incident itself, but minor, I believe, in nature. He just started to feel symptoms post-practice yesterday. So we were unaware at that time, but he disclosed it to our medical team, and they had him evaluated, and now he's in the protocol.
Do you know when the incident happened?
I think when he left to the Fan Fest at some point on his way home.
Do you expect Brad and KP to be available tomorrow?
I believe they have KP as questionable right now. I mean, he was a partial participant today, so looks good in everything he did. I would assume he plays, but and Brad, I believe, is good to go. He was a full participant, so outside of anything developing overnight, fingers crossed.
How about Denny?
Denny was able to do 5-on-5 today, which is good. And I think we'll read how he responds post-practice, obviously in the morning, making another assessment and go from there.
How did he look in 5-on-5, and is it more important how he responds than how he
I think probably more how he responds. Obviously, conditioning is a piece that we have to continue to monitor, but I'm not just happy he's able to get out there and do the 5-on-5 live stuff at this point.
And for KP, was him being held out a little bit because he can't do that stuff right now, or precautionary?
It was precautionary. Yeah.
What's your plan in terms of playing starters and minutes for everyone in the final preseason game?
Well, I mean, it's changed a little bit. A week ago we were trying to blow these guys out a little bit, extend their minutes, close to rotation stretches. But because guys have missed a couple days, battling some bumps and bruises, I don't know if that's prudent. We'll see how they respond tonight and make that assessment decision tomorrow after shoot-around.
What have you seen from the defense from both 𝗙𝗢𝗟 and 𝗙𝗢𝗡?
Well, I'll start with 𝗙𝗢𝗡. I mean, I think 𝗙𝗢𝗡 has done a terrific job just, doing what he does, playing to his strength, and he is a defensive-minded guard, good size, good length. He's got great anticipation, reflexes, so we've seen an uptick in the deflections, forcing turnovers, the part that we have to continue to kind of clean up. We're not getting the payoff. So we're turning teams over. We got to do a better job of converting off those turnovers. And 𝗙𝗢𝗟, he's solid. Obviously, team's going to try and go at him because they see him as a small guard. He's competitive, and tactically, he's smart. He knows how to, mix it up. He knows when to fix things, and has a good sense schematically what we're trying to do. At some point, yes, there's a size disadvantage, but it's not for the lack of heart.
And then you see questionable tomorrow also?
I think more doubtful, but I'm hoping upon further review we'll see where he's at. But we'll read it and list him as day to day.
For two-way contracts, I was wondering how you view those as are they purely developmental, or do you expect these players to contribute to the team this season?
Well, yeah, that's it's a piece that Tommy's really kind of honed in on with the Exhibit 10s and how we allocate the two ways. Ideally, those guys are plug and play. If given the opportunity, or if there's injuries, we need to get a guy in the fold for positional sake. You hope they can come in and contribute. So that's where we're trying to get these guys up to speed and get them familiar enough that if we have to throw them out there, they'll have success.
Do you see tangible benefits from having guys that are literally here instead of having guys 2-3 hours away?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it's not only part of practice, but even from the staff dynamic. Mike Williams is he's done a better job as far as connecting with us as a staff. Now, I told him, look, you don't have KP, so offensively it's going to look a little different, but defensively we can be on the same page. So when we do call a guy up, they should fit seamlessly. There should be no drop off as far as technique, ability to communicate. There should be no difference in philosophical, schematics defensively, but offensively you're going to have to play the strength of your group, and it's going to look different. But I think it does help. That connection and them being around allows them to have a better sense of what we're doing.
What have you seen from Quentin so far?
He's another guy. He gets after it defensively. That's kind of his thing. He's competitive as hell. He's going to push the guys around him, push the guys in front of him. He does a terrific job of putting pressure on the rim, and he makes guys work for everything. So I think it's not only helping him, but it helps our guys. I think that you have to play against that every day. It's going to sharpen you up a little bit.
So it looked like you were doing some work over there with Johnny and Isaiah. Just what was that all about?
Just working on show defense. You know, it's just something, an added layer for mainly our smalls, and just the comfort level of communicating it, the technique of getting out early, impacting the ball and getting back. It's just not something he's done, and so just the more reps, the better. We did it in practice in the station. We did it in the live segment as well, but a couple of extra reps never hurt.
I know he was drafted in part because of his defensive potential. What have been your impressions of his defense?
I think on the ball he's been great. In pick and roll, he does a good job of narrowing the separation, getting to the ball. He's got great pursuit, and he's a strong kid, so he's able to kind of navigate those screens. Right now, a lot of it is the quickness, the pace of which it happens, being able to process and the commands, listening to the bigs and adjusting in a timely fashion. But as far as what he's physically able to do, I think he's ahead of the curve.
Denny shared yesterday that, when he was fighting through the tail end of your basket, he's just trying to do things that fix pain and things like that. Obviously, Tommy puts a big emphasis on supporting guys in international play and stuff. I guess what's the balance between, okay, long term you don't want him to do anything that impacts your guys' season, but also understand that he wants to do it.
It's a fine balance, and that's a conversation Tommy, I know, continues to have with national team coaches and federation team presidents, just to kind of lay out some expectations. We want to minimize exposure to some extent, but we understand the value that those guys playing for their home country and how much that matters. It's great that they're playing. Sometimes they're playing in an elevated position as a lead scorer or facilitator, go-to guy. So that experience alone is good. But the risk of injury is real, and we have to kind of keep tabs on it and monitor it. But we want to maintain that relationship. So it's a bit of a give and take, but the player also has to be smart. If there's something that's nagging or bothering you, we have to disclose it and treat it.
Is that something that your guys' medical staff was always in the loop on as soon as everything was happening?
You have to be. And guys, it's tough in the summer logistically. When they're playing for their home country, sometimes they're out of the U.S. So we go in to visit, check on them. And we do all those things. It's just preventing the injury is one thing, but treating it's another.
Coach, Corey coming back from injury, what's his progression been like so far during the preseason? Yeah,
it's been slow. Obviously the injury sets him back as far as the number of reps, so it's not ideal. The injury itself looks like it's progressing well. I still believe he's going to fall into that 4 to 6 week window. If we can get him out sooner, that'd be terrific. But we're not going to push him to the point where it may set him back in any means. When he's ready, he's ready. And I think Corey he'll bounce back. He knows how to play. He knows his strengths. He knows how his strengths can impact winning. So I think he'll be able to jump back in, and once he gets the necessary reps under his belt, he'll be good to go.